Hi there, Aries. This is Yetta Pearl. Thank you so much for joining me for your reading for March 7th through 13th. Sorry, I almost forgot when it was. Next week. And so let's just see what your guardian angels want you to know for this week. And the cards are coming remarkably fast here. So we'll just wait one more minute and we'll get the last card out and see what your angels want you to know for this week. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so abundance. What does abundance mean to you? Think about that for a minute. So sometimes it's money, for sure. Sometimes it's having lots of food. Sometimes it's lots of time. It's always lots of love and acceptance, family, that not necessarily blood family, but the people who make you feel safe and at home, right? Let's see, it's clothing. It's having a full tank of gas. All those things are abundance, and they're real. They are just as real as money. Yeah, it's, in our society, we're not really taught that. We're taught that money is kind of like the whole thing. If you get lots of money, then you can do anything. And, I suppose it's true. The money buys the clothes and the gas and the food and whatever else. Cannot buy the love, right? Or the time. Well, I suppose in a way it can buy some time, but not really. And so abundance in all its forms, in good fortune, in blessings, in feeling good, in health, of course. All those things, that is all abundance. And so visualize all that in your life. Visualize having everything that you want, that you need, that feels good. And really, so what is this actually? So this angel in the picture, she is just savoring this beautiful star that she's holding and really understanding how it is the epitome. Like just when I look at her, this is exactly what I get. It's just this completely fulfilled feeling. That is true abundance, right? When you feel good like that, you feel joy, you feel fulfilled, you feel like you have everything. That is amazing. And so, really paying attention to what is in your world when is slowing down. So it's like normally your thoughts are going so fast and you're kind of skipping over things because there's a lot going on, and you're skipping things in order to take care of everything. There's a lot of details in your life. And so when you do that, you're missing a lot of the joy. So slow that down. And some of you are saying, no, I can't. There's that much on the go. Try it. See what happens. I think you will be pleasantly surprised that when you slow down your thoughts, let everything get calm, you will not find that you're missing things. Right now you're missing things. But when you slow down your thoughts, allow yourself to savor every moment, you will find that the time stretches, so everything fits in. This is another form of abundance, right? Yeah. Okay, so being aware of all that abundance, knowing that you have it, instead of just always chasing after more. Okay, and so kind of on the same, like this is at the other end of the top row of reading, but facing your financial fears. So, it feels like you're really, really, chasing isn't quite the right word. You're really going after more finances, more financial abundance and freedom. The word freedom is coming up. But so, when will it be enough? Right? Do some calculations. When is it enough? And if you find yourself saying, well, I don't know, because the situation's going to change in the future. Right. It will. And so, when will you be satisfied with what you've gathered and amassed? When will you stop having to be so driven for it? It's a different topic, isn't it? Yeah. That drive for it feels like you trying to prove something to people, trying to prove that you're not worthless, trying to prove that you're worthy. You don't have to prove that to anyone but yourself. And when you look deep in, you know how worthy you are. Remember how you felt when you were a young teenager and into mid-teens. You knew that the people who were judging you were wrong. You knew that. But somehow, even before then, it started before then, it's your big desire to please them, to prove to them that you're not a washout, because you're different than they are. That's all this is. You're built different than they are. And that's okay. I know you felt like a misfit. But that's okay, because you're you. And you no longer, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. People who didn't accept you then for who you were might not accept you now, even though you're trying so hard to fit into their slot. So this drive for all this financial freedom, ask yourself, when is it enough? Pick a number. And when you get there, let yourself not stop. You're not going to just abandon everything you've built. That's not it at all. Let yourself be less driven. Let yourself relax about it. Let yourself feel secure in it. And you're still saying, but the situation changes. Yes, it does. So if you don't let yourself relax now, if I feel this tension in your whole body here, and it squeezes your heart, it squeezes your lungs, like that always being tense and on guard and on edge, and like you have that all the time. And that is going to really be detrimental to your physical health. It's going to, it has to, because it's squeezing all that. It's not allowing it to be expansive as it wants to be. So your tension in looking for this financial freedom is really not doing good things for you. So relax now about it. Let yourself trust. Ask your angels for assistance with that, to keep your investments and your things secure and safe, to keep them beneficial for you, to guide you as to if a change is required, that you will know that. Just ask for that, and then trust and step back a little bit. Let yourself relax. Let yourself savor all the other abundance in your life. This is a full-rounded life that we're talking about. We're not just talking about finances. Okay, all right. Because your nature is very bountiful. You do tend to attract really great opportunities, and you have the ability to go ahead and step forward in those. And that's a wonderful thing. A lot of people don't have that ability to, to take the risk, I guess, and step forward. They need a little more security. And you do too. It's not that you don't, but that you seem to have the ability to step forward fearlessly into those things, knowing on some level that they could be a poor investment or whatever, but that you have the resources to make that up or whatever. So it's really interesting because you, on the one hand, you have those fears and the tension. And on the other hand, you have all this bounty that's built right into your nature, that you seem to know what to get into and what not, right? Other people second guess it and then they make poor choices maybe, or, whatever it is. So, so you have this beautiful, bountiful nature, and that has been steering you very well now, and it will in the future as well. So you don't need to have any fears in terms of abundance, because you will always have that. Yeah, and look at this picture. You're just watering everything and letting it grow and be abundant and lush and blossom. Yes, it's beautiful. Okay. So now the other side of you. So that, where we're just talking about the linear side of you and the investments and the growth, the choices, the finances, all the other blessings. So we're talking all about that, and that feels very much like your linear side, your left brain, right? Have you been using your right brain? Have you been using your right brain? So I am actually seeing that some of you do use this more than you admit when you're doing your investments, your money, your, all that stuff. You use this is your gut feeling, this is your creation, your expressive side, right? This is your unique, building something unique side. And they're telling me that you do actually use it more than you acknowledge. So that's good. You don't have to say it out loud to anybody, but you do have to use it. It helps you. It balances everything, right? If you're way too left-brained, then things get out of balance. Actually, the other way, And so you have to do both. You have to use also your right brain. Okay. Now, it is time to listen. It's time to listen. There is somebody who needs to express themselves. And so that's part of the equation. The other part is that you need to hear what they're saying. It feels like you don't really want to. You want to do la la la. Please resist that. and let yourself be open to what they're saying. You are not perfect in terms of relationships or other people or whatever. In the eyes of your angels, you're always perfect. And truly within your real self, you are perfectly who you are. That doesn't mean that you treat every situation perfectly or always say the perfect words. Of course not. We are human. That is what being human is. And so, maybe you're striving too hard for perfection. And so then, okay, this is, for a lot of you, you're striving for perfection, but not allowing for your own humanness. So when somebody has something to say to you that points out your lack of perfection, it's really hard for you to hear that. It feels to you like failure, but it's not. The more you can hear that, the more human you are, the more blessed you are, the more you can, if you can't acknowledge that something is, needing some tweaking, then how do you tweak it? Then you have to stay in that state which is less than perfect for your world. Then you can't grow. You need to listen to what this person is trying to say to you. They are, in a very real sense, your teacher. And so it feels like for some of you, and this is not true for everybody, but for some of you, you've been busy feeling superior. And, a little bit smug with that. You're still amazing. I mean, but you don't have to be, like, you're not better than anybody else. This person has a lot to teach you, and you have things to learn from them. Certainly you have been their teacher at different times, but let them also be your teacher. Let it balance. Your whole reading is all about letting things come into balance. Okay, and so we have the daily guidance cards, and we'll ask for one last piece of wisdom. Okay, energy work. So yeah, now here's the balance again. Feels like some of your chakras, your energy openings, are out of balance. Some are sluggish, some are too far open, right? So it needs to get some balance. So if you can find an energy practitioner to do a full balancing treatment upon you, that will really help you. Some of you are practitioners, your own selves. Your angels right now are recommending that you get somebody else to do this work for you. Somebody else will feel things in a different way than you can for yourself. So definitely go to somebody else. Okay, wow, Aries, beautiful reading for you, very deep. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you and I love you, and I'll see you next week.